Chinatown is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Paramount. It can be found as the slipcover edition, available at your online retailers. I've always enjoyed noir-style mysteries, and Roman Polanski's Chinatown is one of my favorites in that genre and in films from the 70s. This is such a classic movie that absolutely envelops you into 1930s Los Angeles with compelling characters and a unique style. I often pair this film with LA Confidential as sort of a double feature, though Chinatown really stands on its own. I easily recommend this to anybody looking for good cinema, and I don't think you'd be disappointed. Chinatown on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 235:1 with native 4K resolution and supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. According to the press release, Chinatown on 4K was given a full restoration from the original camera negative. The restoration efforts included repairing some previously damaged parts of the source, and to my eyes, nothing looked amiss. It may or may not seem that Paramount has learned its lesson, as the transfer rests comfortably on a 100GB disc, a courtesy I wish had been afforded to the recent release of Once Upon a Time in the West. As a result, bit rates typically hover above the 60s and normally average around the mid-70s or so. Film grain is very light in density, to the point you may think some form of management was used, which if it was, it's very mild. Image clarity, especially when you compare it to the previous Blu-ray edition, is notably improved and a very welcome addition to this 4K. Details at times show nearly exceptional depth with distinct facial features and enhanced textures and era-specific clothing. I did notice, however, a few moments where faces looked a little bit too smooth, which goes back to the management observation I just made. If DNR was applied, at least it wasn't a blanket application. The film's palette has a vintage-style look, which comes across more subtly refined with the Dolby Vision Pass. This isn't a vivid showcase of color, but the grading nonetheless offers a fine tweak to the visual aesthetic. Whites are impressively stable and don't succumb to blooming, and skin tones are pure natural. Black levels are well rendered, thankfully in part to the stronger disc encoding as well as Dolby Vision working its magic. Nights are strong with no apparent image stability issues, and there were no instances of crush spotted during my viewing. Chinatown on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby True HD 5.1 track as well as a Dolby True HD 2.0. International offerings consist of French, Spanish, and Portuguese Dolby Digital 2.0 mixes. For this release, Paramount has chosen to simply port over the existing audio tracks from their previous editions. I've often heard similar 5.1 mixes for films in this time period, and I have to say, Chinatown does a great job with the more open soundstage, allowing audio cues a bit more breathing room. This isn't a soundtrack that employs dynamic audio cues regularly through the surround environment, but there is some entertaining bits of immersion in the form of score beats and general ambience. Up front, the sound design is plentiful and engaging with no source-related issues or anomalies. Dialogue reproduction is clean from start to finish, and as far as the LFE engagement goes, it's rather limiting, but that's to be expected for this kind of film and time period. I sampled the 2.0 audio mix as well, and it sounded clean from what I've heard, and it should no doubt please purists interested in that particular track. In addition to some returning bonus material content, there are some new pieces that will mostly scratch that itch for supplements. The legacy of Chinatown and its importance in cinema is explored in this State of Mind featurette, which has some more than solid bits of info from film historian Sam Wasson. Chinatown Memories is another good piece with the first assistant director of the film explaining his experience. The Trilogy That Never Was featurette is only about 2 or so minutes, but I honestly could have listened a lot longer to the potential trilogy that would have featured Jack Nicholson's Jake. While not technically an extra, on the included Blu-ray disc is the follow-up, The Two Jakes. I couldn't find any information if this particular transfer has been tinkered with, but I suspect it's simply a port of the existing Blu-ray disc. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Chinatown on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. One has to certainly give credit where it's due, as Paramount's transfer of the film looks visually impressive. Care and attention to detail were given to this restoration, and it definitely shows on this 4K. For the audio mix, I scored this a B+. Whether you choose the 5.1 or the 2.0, either one will provide a good experience. The 5.1 does open up the soundstage a bit more, and it gives the overall sound design a little bit more space, but the 2.0 does offer a more purist listen. Either choice will be good for the viewer. For the extras, I graded them a B+. It's good to see some new additional content for Chinatown included in this 4K, and it should make even the most diehard fans pleased. It's a very important film in cinematic history, and one that has some good bonus features. So that is my review of Chinatown on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Paramount. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel, but if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.